Man, still got to calm down from that off-camera thing. We're going to talk about that. Yo, I just want to tell y'all, like, you know, fall season is here, and out of the three of us that are with you every week, Kaisha is the first to actually pull out the Timbs.
Oh,
she got on the pink Timbs today. You know what I'm saying? You know, low-key, it'd be a low-key sneaker competition in this room, right? And maybe they don't know it is, but I know it is. So I always check, you know, the feet pieces of Jay and Kai, you know, when we come in here, and it's, you know, for the first Tuesday of the fall, my sister done pulled out the Timbs.
I feel like I need a prize. Give me a prize.
Yeah, you need a prize. Applause or something. This is applause music, right? Jay is in here with the Dap hoodie. Shout to Dapper Dan, a friend to the room. You know what I'm saying? How was y'all weekend? Kai, you went to Howard Homecoming.
I did.
Right?
It was good. It was good. Interesting.
It was interesting.
I did too much. But...
Shout out to Power Move. Shout out to Lance.
Yeah, shout out to Power Move.
Shout out to Tracy Lee and the whole squad. Guru, once again, they teared it up. It looked crazy. How was your weekend, Jay?
It was cool. Quiet.
Quiet?
Did a little running. Shit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Getting ready for New York.
Yeah, I went apple picking. We took the kids apple picking. My reel is fire. Y'all need to go check that out. My reel, I made a reel of my is fire.
Somebody's like, I need you both to sign the Hennessy bottle.
You know, it's a thing, right? We did it, you know, we supposed to do a thing this weekend. We ain't do it yet. We're going to do it real soon, though. Let's get into this whole thing. And this is how I'm going to introduce this brother to the left of me. Morgan State, 1995, I Love Morgan Day. Me and my crew, COA, we got an opportunity to open up for Boot Camp Clip, right? And every time I get an opportunity to talk about my fledgling, my failing rap career, I'm gonna do so. But there's a reason why I brought this up. At the time, so in 95, I was 19 going on 20. All of us during that time, that late 80s to early 90s to mid 90s, all of us were kind of trying to just find our way in culture. The prevailing culture was hip hop. And so for me, it was all about the culture. It was about going to the parties. It was about writing the rhymes. It was about battling. It was about performing. It was about doing anything possible just to be a part of this culture. And so opening for y'all meant a hell of a lot for us. It probably ain't mean a lot for y'all. I don't even know, you probably ain't watch us. But it meant everything to us because it validated this idea that we were in the culture. Boot Camp Click wasn't like NWA or Spice One. Like, I don't know those brothers. I couldn't touch them. The things that you guys were bringing, unearthing into music, Recognize, right? All Heads Realize, PNC, Breaking Day, right? These were concepts that we were living actively. We are similar age, right? So while you guys were representing that lifestyle through music, you were constantly inspiring those of us that would just wanted to be in the culture. Indeed. You from Brooklyn. You guys kind of connected the reggae and the hip hop. And it just really felt right to somebody that was from Brooklyn. And so, you know, I always looked up to you guys as a group in terms of the work that you guys did. And even now, like knowing you and having to have built with you and talk with you, you know, there's still this connectivity of honor and respect because of what you did for the very culture that everybody in this room continues to move forward, right? And so that's where I want to start. I can't wait to have this conversation. I want to introduce to some. I want to present to others my brother General Steele.
Proud to the people.
So this is going to go probably different than other when you on a podcast as a hip hop artist, because I really want to know about you more so than and we'll get to the music, but I really want to start with you. Where did you grow up at?
Brownsville.
Where?
I grew up in Ceplo Projects.
Oh, you was in Ceplo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ceplo Peas, man.
Brothers and sisters? Well, I know
I got two. I got two brothers.
Uh,
I have a sister that passed away young. But yeah, my two brothers raised Raised handsome horse. Salute to that guy. Top dog of OGC.
Type of kid were you?
Regular kid, man. Regular. I wasn't into too much stuff. My antenna was up early. I paid attention to a lot of stuff because it was busy in the crib. Grew up around a lot of loving black people. My neighborhood was well diverse. I hung out with the Puerto Ricans. I was interested in what life had to offer. But I also was hip to danger. You know, salute to my uncle Ruler. Ruler jumped in the frying pan early. I learned a lot in my neighborhood. I love it. You know, that's why the first opportunity that I got, I was like, I have to, you know, as far as hip hop and being an artist, I have to make an ode to my neighborhood, to the place that raised us, which is Brooklyn, primarily. The 5 boroughs, of course. Brooklyn and Bucktown. So, yeah, it was crazy.
You know, one of the phenomena that exists for us that really don't exist for our kids, like I got a daughter, she don't go outside.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at 8, 9, 10 years old, we were outside.
Yeah, for sure,
right?
for sure.
So I kind of want to talk about that, like how being young and being outside kind of affected, you know, both our lives, everybody in this room that come from that era. Like you were outside and you in Cephalo houses.
Yeah, I was grateful for being outside. Like at some points, like, you know, it wasn't much inside anyway. This is the age of 13-inch televisions.
Right.
Like for me.
Black and white.
Yeah. So it's like, okay,
3 channels.
We're not, you know, it's nothing there. So a child can become bored. Give thanks for our parents going, yo, take your behind outside, because there's stuff outside. Other than that, you're gonna get into trouble in the crib. You're gonna be messing around. And you know, our parents, even at that age, they was raising us. They was young still. They sent us outside, and we was on an adventure. And I mean, I'm sure they had to know that we was gonna find some things, and they had to filter that out later. So.
What was the first book you remember reading?
Oh man, wow. As a kid, like I was kind of sheltered, I won't say sheltered. I grew up in kind of like an abusive household. You know, it was abrasive. You know, I lived in a building, 131 Belmont. I lived on the 14th floor with my mother, father, and my brothers. And on the second floor was my grandmother and aunties and cousins. And it was a little more loose there. My father was super strict for reasonable reasons. So when you leave that household, you're able to move around. So I was able to just kind of like, I was a nosy kid, man. You know, like I was nosy from reading like comic books. Like I would go to my grandmother's crib and read the encyclopedias. Right. You know, like I would just look through it. And, you know, as a kid, you just have your feet in the air and you just looking on you on your belly, just reading this, and then you got the pictures. And it's exciting to me. But one thing that I can remember, my father had crazy books, right, which I eventually inherited in his passing. But the collection that I remember reading, not even reading, but just like, I felt like I was sneaking, was the Donald Goines collection. He had the entire Donald Goines collection. And you know, every Donald Goines book had an illustration on the front. So as a kid, I'm looking at this crazy illustration on this book, and I'm like, I'm like, yo, I feel like I know the story before I even open up the pages, but I also know that these are my father's books, and I probably shouldn't be touching these, but every chance I could, I would just, man, you know, crack those.
And yo, it's so funny because we've been doing this all year, and I don't think I ever had a conversation about Donald Goines novels. And as a kid, I read all of them joints. Like, and it's amazing to me that they were even available for kids our age.
Yeah.
It's even more amazing that I was able to read them and not get popped by my father for reading them, right?
That's probably the only version of him like telling you how tough it is out there without saying it. My father don't want to talk about no gangster stuff.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, Donald Goins was I was the type of kid that would read books like Jonathan Livingston Seagull and Lord of the Flies, and then Kenyatta's Last Stand. And Black Girl Lost.
That's how you move like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And to me, it was all the same. And so that was I feel like that was a Brooklyn thing, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe kids our age at that time nationwide were reading those books. But I felt, because just like you, my pops had those books. Like Donald, I ain't go look for them. He was in the crib.
Right, that was available. That was on your shelf.
Right.
And this is the thing about when you talk about kids worldwide. Like for me, I had the opportunity to travel worldwide with my partner in tech.
Yeah.
And I get to see how these kids live, and they really living like that. They're like, all right, well, my mother and father has books. They read these books. We forget culture is simple. Sometimes it's simple as just do it little.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's simple as Cat in a Hat. Like we all had these Disney books. You know, my first books was the Disney books. You know, it's like, you know, your mother buy these books. In our school, we had to sell books to our neighbors. The Scholastic packs, rest in peace, Sean Price. It's like, you know, we read them though? They was always there.
Right.
Stuart Little was still one of them.
What was the name of that book in elementary school? The Highlighter? What was that? It was a weekly. The Highlighter, I think it was called.
It was the Highlight where it had all the books in there.
Yeah, they had all the books in it. Yeah.
It's fascinating because, like, at this age, you look and it's like, all right, it's still more stuff to engage in. So it might seem a little bit crazy to a kid or adolescent or saying like, all right, I'm not interested in that because I can Google all of that. I can get, if I want to, I can just go like download it and I can read it later, or I can just listen to it while I'm on my way. I think for us, for me, I would say like I appreciate the journey of like traversing through the roughness of. Once you find it, then you know you found it. Then you're going, yo, I did this, right? And then you crack it open. You're like, wow. You start to connect with different things, whether it's on a fantasy level, imagination. Just as a kid, that's all you had.
Right.
That and the roughness that's going on. So, I feel for the individuals that are not into reading. Because you're gonna miss out a lot.
Right.
You might start with the movies, but then you also go, well, there was a book. Yo, you know, you often hear the movie was dope, but the book is crazy.
Right.
You know, it's like, all right, wow, because you have to still appeal to that childish imagination. Once you lose that, man, you're pretty much like locked into whatever.
Right. And you reading allows your mind to expand and grow, because when you read the words, you force your mind to visualize the words that you're reading.
Your mind is a microcosm of the universe. We have yet to explore the universe.
Right.
Its scientists exist to still explore the universe.
To this day.
To this day. So you still have to explore your mind. Allow yourself to get to know yourself. You gotta take time. Like you ain't gotta, like you probably this way on Tuesday. By Thursday, you might go, you know what, I don't know if I'm really with that. And it's okay. You know, I had a conversation with one of my younger brothers. It's like, you know, the things we used to do, we don't do anymore. And it's okay. You know what I mean? Some of them semblance are still there because we're still in the field, we're still in the pit, we're still walking around in the wilderness of North America. We still have to survive and eat, things of that nature. But what have we learned? Like, yes, we're struggling, yes, we striving. And around some people, you can't even say those type of words. You can't say struggling, you can't say trying.
Nothing, right, nothing that has...
Trying, you say trying?
No, doing, right.
Beat up.
Right, real talk. I asked about the reading because, to me, writing and reading go hand in hand, right? And I feel like my skills as a writer come from a childhood of being a reader. And so, like, I want to know, like, when's the first time you started writing? And was it rhymes at first, or was it other mode of expression through the pen before it became lyrics?
I think it starts in school, man. Like, you know, like honestly, for me, I didn't start rapping. Like that was something that was later. Like hip hop came later for me. Like it was just like not getting my ass beat in the crib. Like just like go to school, finish your work, and you know I have to attribute some of that to my mom, I guess, because my mother is a natural poet.
Right.
And you know, I think one of my strongest subjects in school was writing and reading. Science not so much, math not so much.
Right.
You know, but those things was like intrinsic to me. Like it was organic. I could just go clockwork with it. So yeah, anything that what came later was, I guess, the the plays, the plays where now you were taking the writing or the reading into this physical creative version. Now that was tricky because I've never been like this guy who wanted to be on the stage. I could do some writing.
Right.
I could do that, but on the stage and hey, nah.
What did you want to
Never.
be when you was a kid?
No
What did you
idea,
think
bro.
you was going to be?
I thought I was going to be a drawer.
You could draw?
As a kid, we say drawer. I was going to be a drawer.
Right. You nice? You could draw?
I'm not nice no more. As a kid, I was
Right.
nice though. I was nice.
So look, Kaisha husband Dan, when we was in high school, right? Even in college, Dan could draw like this one caricature. It was a guy with an afro and a beard. And Dan would like draw that shit like on his books, like all
That's
over
the
the place.
original Black Samurai.
Right. And Dan, I don't know if he, and to this day, I never really talked to Dan about if he could really draw, but I knew he could draw that. I'm horrible at drawing. I can't draw. Even now, my kids, I draw a fish like my son draws a fish.
I think for me, what was interesting for me was like the culture. And once the culture came, I was like, wow, okay, graffiti. Like when you look at like Wild Style, like that character with the duck face, I'm like, I can do that. I can draw that. But I'm drawing off of looking at things. Like I don't have that type of creative mind or imaginative mind where I'm like, all right, these guys are killing it. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was nice. And then I had people around me that was really good. So I was really just kind of feeding off of what was the pulse of the community, really, for me. So I had no clue of what I wanted to do. I wasn't like, yo, I'm going to be this guy and I'm going to be rapping. I had no rhymes. You know, by the time I, skipped preliminary, I got my ass beat for stealing my dad's radio in junior high school. Salute to Kenny Dogs, because Kenny Dogs.
Salute to Ken Dog.
Ken Montgomery was there. We was in junior high together. First of all, we went to public school together. The whole entire public
So
school.
you knew Dog since elementary school?
Since elementary, since second grade.
Since second grade?
Second grade, yeah.
Okay.
And we rolled out second grade. We was in like, I'm not to throw my brother in the bus, but we pioneered. We did 2 plays, was like fabulous, right? We did Fame, and we did what was it, Oliver, which was like
Oliver. We did Oliver too in school.
like how do you know Oliver in Brownsville?
Right.
You understand? Like salute
Right.
to our teachers, Miss Spielberg, Miss Arts, because they was really trying to teach us culture of the arts though. Like not just go like, all right, we got black kids here and just let's have them rap in school.
Right.
But meanwhile, we was in the back of the room dealing with the 120. We like, yo, my man Lamar Hesterbay, his I know I
was gonna ask you
I'm
that
going
too.
heavy
Yeah.
right
No,
now, but it's like,
nah, you good. You straight.
Alright.
Yeah.
But we, this is us like from even then, like it was around us, but I never thought that I was going to be like this.
So you started
guy.
studying lessons in elementary school.
Yeah, it's around you, so it's like you have kids that's there, and you like my uncle, and the guards right around the corner. You got to get involved.
Yeah.
Some form of fashion.
Yeah.
But as far as rapping, not yet, not just yet. I've still felt that it was still like something that was fresh. I had no means of knowing how to even verbalize.
Let me ask you this though. Tell me your earliest recollection of the culture of hip hop. Like, tell me the first time you used the word hip hop to define what it was in your environment, if you remember that. Like I can tell you mine, so I give you a point of reference. So for me, block parties were hip hop to me.
That's the first thing I thought about.
You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think I was using it yet.
Now, I don't know if I was using the term, but the feeling, right? Like going outside and seeing, you know, Big Derek and them cats with their speakers out,
100%.
and the block was close so I could ride my bike up and down the block,
100%.
right? Like that, when I think about my first connection to hip hop, it's block parties.
Yeah, but that's the first thing that came to my mind because I lived on the 14th floor, and my pops was super strict. And I could look out, and right across the street there was it's a public school, 150, PS 150, and the homies would definitely open up the park.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't go out there, but I could look out the window and see it. You know, almost every time it ended out in the shootout. No, not too.
Yeah.
Not no bloodshed, but it's a, you know, melee. It was just exciting. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, like fast forward, we would have, when I was old enough to actually attend these places, these parties, these block parties, these community parties. Where I'm from, in Brownsville, you have, I'm in Seflo, you got right next door to me is Van Dyke.
Mm-hmm. My family from there, 395.
Van Dyke, all right.
Yeah,
You got Langston Hughes, you got Howard Projects over here, you got Glenmore over here. You got Brownsville, like the big projects, Brownsville, Van Dyke, Tilden, the big projects had their own, every project had their own block. Mm-hmm. So if you had enough balls, then you was going to everybody. Like the back in the days, the little shorty dance crews would go to every block and battle. It was no beef, but we gonna be like, yo, who the best dancers over here? Well, we gonna battle them. We love that. So watching that, I mean, I don't remember saying hip hop all like that, but you knew you was in it.
Right.
You know,
right.
You was smelling it.
Right.
Everything
You was
like
in
you was trying to do your, you know what I mean?
Right. And that was the thing that trapped us almost. And I don't want to use trap because I love the fact that we're still part of this culture, but the culture came to us as children.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's a bunch of things, right? We talk about how violent New York City was in the mid-'80s. 1986, 2,600 people were murdered in the city, right? You juxtapose that with last year, I think it was 600 murders or 700 murders. Nothing compared to what it was we grew up in. But at the same time, we all were like latchkey kids. Like our parents had to work or do things, and we were outside. And we were a part of this culture. And we all ran when they started shooting on the block. We all was in parties that ended up wild out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we lived to tell the tale, but in doing so, it connected us in a very visceral way to the culture.
Absolutely.
Right? I wanna know about high school, because I know you went to Princeton.
Yes, sir.
Right? And you know, you and I have had conversations you know, about your high school days and rocking with what I feel, and I still stand by this, the most impactful group of that time, the Decepticons, right? We've spoken, you know, about that, and I want to get a sense about what Princeton was, how it was for you in high school, and kind of just take us through that.
Princeton was that was the start, man. Like, she's like, prior to that, you just, you know, it's preliminaries, but I couldn't wait to get out of Brooklyn and just be away from my parents and just like, you know, like kids just want to do their own thing. I didn't know I was going to Cybertron.
Right.
I didn't know I was going to the recruiting ground for one of the most notorious organizations in New York City at that time.
Ever.
Right? So, I mean, sheesh, man. The train ride was interesting because every day I was riding a train with, it would be me, Sean Price, and my brother, Norton.
When you meet,
T.Y.
when did you meet Sean? Sean Price.
I met Sean Price when I was 8 years old in Brownsville at Heritage House. I knew him before all this rap stuff. There was a gap in our lives, and we went however we went, and then we met up around high school time.
Right. I'm gonna tell you a story about Sean P. later as we move forward. Yeah, I got a funny story about
You
Sean
know,
P.
we started early. I mean, in Brownsville, you meet a lot of cats out there, and then like for me, I always wanted to get up out of there. You know, I was like, man, this shit. Every like corner. That's why I like a dude like Kenny. When I saw him, he wasn't a Brownsville cat to me. I didn't realize that me as in my ignoramus, I'm like I didn't realize that Crown Heights was like right there.
Right. Right.
He go on Montgomery Street. I thought he had his own street. I'm like, this nigga got.
Because he got his last name, right?
Like, wow,
Right.
This is incredible,
Right.
man.
Right.
Well, we gotta take care of this guy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm like, all right, this is someone that's outside of my hood. All I know is that neighborhood, so I couldn't wait to leave. So in high school, thinking I'm going to, and because I was a drawer, I tried to go to art and design. I wasn't that good. All right, just to give, you know what I mean,
Right.
give you a perspective.
Right.
The people that really get, the artists, they like, you a drawer? Nah, this is an artist school.
Right.
You're not getting, I felt I was well intimidated. So it just puts you in a position to go, okay, what do you want to do? Do you even know? No, I'm just good at this. So let me see if I can get here. And then I found myself at a school called High School of Graphic Communication, Art and Design. GCA. Graphic Communication, Art and Design? And they let me in there. Art, design, graphic? Yeah, drawing.
You a drawer.
It was none of that.
None of that. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't none
It
of
was
that.
a little bit of art, only when it comes to the interesting thing about that school, it prepared me for the profession that I'm in right now. If I would have went
How
to
so?
class, because it was talking about content and how to present content. It was showing you how you make newspapers. I learned about fonts and picas and like I should know those words. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's like,
real, though.
But when you're positioning your websites and things of that
Yeah.
nature, I learned that in high school.
Yeah.
But if I stuck around long enough, then I will be killing the game right now.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why the journey has to be, you have to take mind of the journey. All that fast-paced stuff, sometimes you will lose yourself. So.
Yeah, but it's funny you mention that because we talk a lot about on this show about how important the New York high school system was for the culture, but also our high school system was really the shit back in the day. Like we went to Tech, right? So the three of us here went to Brooklyn Tech.
Ooh,
And
DTA.
And Tech.
Wow, so y'all know about a lot of Decepticons
Of
over
course,
there.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But Tech was a school, and Dallas Penn said this. I can't take credit for this. Big homie Dallas Penn said this. He said, Brooklyn Tech taught us to be productive in the city because the mere nature of Brooklyn Tech is one entire city block.
Dig it.
It's 8, 9 stories. You may have one class at
And the
one
naked
first
city.
floor. The next class you got is on the 8th floor. You got 4 minutes to
And
get
these
there.
are some of the smartest people.
And you are
New
in
York
constant
City.
competition. But it's nuanced. You don't know you're in competition, but everybody in there is smart and constantly competing with you for your intellect. And so you leave Tech knowing how to produce in the city and
Yeah.
just being able
And
to be
then some.
resilient. And then some.
And then I'm glad you brought that up because when you think about a person like Rick, Megatron, right? Megatron got accepted to Brooklyn Tech.
Right.
Like I would not get accepted to Brooklyn Tech. I was pretty smart,
Right.
but I was kind of like little goofy knucklehead kid. You had to be you had to be of a specific frequency to get in these type of schools. Now, one thing that I remember is like that I don't know if that's the yard, the school yard, when y'all go down
Right, down in the back.
in the pit.
Well, we don't even use that. We never use that for anything. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The Deceps used to use that
Right.
And we
That's
called
why we
it-
never used
That's
that.
why we never used it. I didn't want to say it.
The
but
pit, yeah, no.
y'all was down there. That's why
Nobody
we
did that.
Decepticons used to take new recruits down there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we was definitely.
And you
not.
had to
Yeah, nah.
fight
Your way out.
No.
out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's BTA,
Right.
Battle Training Arena.
Right.
In the back of prestigious Brooklyn
Right.
Tech.
But that was the dichotomy though still, because the fact of the matter is, for me, I believe that intelligence from a child's standpoint is the ability to process information. It's really that simple. If you can teach a child to process information quickly, you call that child smart, but what they're able to do is process information quickly. It's like a computer.
It's tricky though, beloved, because when you think like a kid with an imagination can do some things,
Absolutely.
but then it goes far. Like one thing that Kenny said, like I used to go to school, in public school, it would be me, Kenny, and his brother named Lamont Hesterbay, right? Lamont Hesterbay was a bully. He's one of them guys that play all the time. He's like, yo, Kenny wanted to beat him up. Kenny was like, I'm over this guy. But I'm like, that's my friend. Like, you in the middle of friends. Like,
Right.
Kenny was from over here.
Right. You
son
my
from the
friend,
project,
he's my friend.
we
Right.
Together. But he would do anything for Ken, right? This guy, Lamont Hesterbay, was good at everything. He could sing, he could fight, he could play basketball, football. Like, Kenny was good at everything. I was good at everything. You know, we had those, you know, different. But Lamont just was just a bully. And he found himself always, like, he would have to go a step up to his bullyism. But, you know, Kenny said, yo, the dial could one turn of the dial, it could have been either way.
Right.
Either way. I could have been this guy, he could have
Right.
been this one.
Right.
I could have been the turn, he could have been, you know, you don't think about the journey like that. Because we all are on the same fucking slab, bro.
Yeah, you're on the same plane.
You know what I'm saying? We all on the same plane. So it's by any means, like we all in 2GT, we all in 3GT, we all in 40GT, like we could be like, well, then you go, wait, all right, peel the layer, first layer, all right, well, he's a single kid, his mom's a boom boom. All right, he's a single kid, his mom's boom boom. This guy got his parents, both of his parents in the crib, his pops is like this, woo. And it's like, all right, peel back the next layer. So you have like, you could teach them. How they receive it is like, that's a crapshoot.
Right.
Let's give all these people the same blank canvas and the same color paint,
Right.
and see what they create.
But it's algorithms. It's like this, I talk about that a lot because I'm like, look, this is a good example. Say you grew up in a household, me and you brothers. Our father beats our
nothing like
mother,
my brothers.
right? But our father beats our mother, right? And we witnessed this as brothers. One of us, cheers. One of us
get kicked out the crib and called a piece of shit, and he can't come back until 2 years from now. And it's oh man, I'm sorry.
No, but what I'm saying is it could be polarizing.
It
Like
could
so you
be.
could grow up
That's my
and
life, bro.
and you never want to beat a woman because what you saw your mother go through. And I could grow up and beat women because I saw what my mother went through.
Jumbo.
Right? And so it is like that dial situation that Dogs was talking about, it is real because it's really just one degree. It's really one degree that keeps you from success, that keeps you from, you know, any aspect of who you are. One degree could change you and me.
What I try to be clear of is like whatever I did, and I have two boys, two young men, Genesis and Messiah. And I try to stay clear of like giving them improper instructions, you know, or being a hypocrite. Because I'm still outside having fun. I still might have a drink. I still might smoke some marijuana, you know. And my son is my oldest son is 25, and I remember the first time smoking weed with him, and it was awkward, bro. You know, it's like, okay, the things that are already occurring, we don't know how to do. Like talk, how was your day? We don't know how to do the most simplest things. We can listen to a rap record. We can go, hey, you like this record? We can watch a game together or something like that. But the most simplest things. I remember going to my dad's place because my mom had separated from my father, and you know, we all roll with Mom Dukes. Straight. We out. We got
That's what happened.
The union, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? The Cubs is out. And but I always felt that. I would always come back to Ceflo, and it took me a minute to go see my father. Like I would come to the project, and I would be outside hanging out with all the other cubs and all of that, but I would never go see my dad.
You know, go upstairs.
You know, go there.
Right.
But eventually I went to see him one day, right? And I was like, yo, I think I was 18. That's when you could buy beer, right?
Right.
So I'm like, I could buy a beer. It was a Sunday. I knew he was home. I bought a Guinness for myself, and I bought a Heineken for him. You know what I'm saying? I went up to the crib, and he was already smacked, right? He was already nice, twisted, or whatever. And when I was like, yo, let's drink and watch the game, he knew I wasn't really into sports like that. But it was weird to see him go, what are you talking about? Like yo, he was shocked to see me with a beer, like, yo, let's just sit down and let's kick it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, though, be the simplest thing that you think. You got to come there with this crazy story. Sometimes just pull up on your homie and just go, yo, I love you, I miss you, yo, what you doing? But in that manner though, don't come with that baggage. You know, I had to come and go, because we left him there.
Right.
You know, and I knew he was going to eventually start asking me questions about stuff.
Right.
But I had to.
Did you think about how that affected him at that age? Like the fact that
Initially-
y'all left. Where'd y'all move to when you left?
Man, we moved to East Flatbush.
Oh, you was out East Flatbush. Okay.
Yeah, we moved to East. We moved to East 82nd. We was right by Glenwood Projects.
Oh, okay.
Facts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got kicked up out of that crib, and we moved to East 57th Street, right up the block.
Between what and what?
we was on the same block, right
Oh,
across
okay.
the street. We just up on the other side.
Yeah, my peoples lived on 57 between Foster and Farragut.
Foster and Farragut.
Yeah.
That's why I met UG.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going through, met UG. We was walking through the projects, Glenwood projects, and they sitting on the benches. They see us mobbing through the project. We was going to Key Food. But you can't just walk through niggas' projects like that. Nowhere. Meanwhile, that's UG over there sitting over there like, what the fuck is these niggas doing over here? I don't know what happened after that, but it was all good. It ain't get too crazy.
You leave high school.
Yeah.
Now you done kind of connected with, with the Deceps, and, at this point, like, you are, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of moving in the streets in a very connected way. Like you're assured. You're an assured person. Like you're sure of yourself, right?
Yeah, I can move around.
You can move around, right? You exist in the spaces that all of us had to exist in, the train rides home, the house parties, all of it.
Yeah, I show respect, so people.
So now you leave high school, now what?
I leave high school. I went to college, man.
Where'd you go?
I actually, like, when I left high school, like I was doing bad. I was goofy as hell, man. I went to Interboro College.
Oh, you went to Interboro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Interboro.
I did like.
It don't exist no more, right? I don't think Interboro exists no more.
That was super easy. That was like the easiest thing to go to.
Right.
Anybody can get into Interboro.
Right.
And I went there. I did like a year, and I just got like, I needed something different. It was too crazy for me. Then I went and got a gig, and I did a program. I still hadn't graduated from high school.
You got GED?
Yeah, I was fucking around.
Yeah.
So I did a program in Coney Island. And when I was in Interboro, I met some good people in there. I can't remember my man's name, but one of my homies I used to sit next to, man, he was a funny cat too, man. He went on to be an actor. And I seen him in a couple of movies. And, I still see him around every now and again. But I was so, like, and you asked that question, it's such a dope question, like, what do you want to do? I had no clue, man. I still was, like, messing around. I still wasn't there yet.
Right.
I went to Coney Island Hospital. They had a program where you can go to school, get your little training and work half a day. get a little stipend, whatever. I went and did that, and then kind of found out like my uncle was running the program. My uncle Jocko, name ring bells. Is Greg Jocko Jackson, Brownsville. Everybody knows this guy. You know what I'm saying? Played professional basketball for the Knicks, Supersonics, so on and so forth. But when I went there, that was a game changer for me. At that particular time, I was like homeless. Like we had lost the crib on 57th Street. We was out. We were out in the world. You know? It was hard. But I had that gig, and you know, I was on the fence. What's going on at that particular time will determine the next move, which is where I met certain people. During the whole night school, just trying to get my shit together.
When you left high school, what year was this? 90? 91? Dogs is 90. 90.
Yeah, like all of them graduated on time.
They all graduated 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They left me. I was still in high school. Niggas, when I came to high school, they was like, what are you doing? I'm like, word.
He was like a super senior.
I was a super senior. And then I felt so goofy. I was like, I'm not gonna be sitting around here with these.
Yeah.
I left. I went to, you know what I'm saying? So I was over there. I'm like, all right, I'm dancing around over here, and I'm dancing around over here, and I'm dancing around. I did the night school thing, so I had a relationship.
Where you went to night school at?
Downtown. What's that?
Washington Irving.
Not Urban. Brooklyn. In Brooklyn.
Westinghouse.
Westinghouse.
Let me tell you something. Washington Irving, night school.
I already know.
Bro, that shit was crazy.
That's a nightclub.
Yeah, that shit.
Nobody want to go there.
Nigga, I did not pass. I went to the Washington Urban Night School for sequential math 2, and then I went to night for the same shit for sequential math 3.
Exactly.
I ain't passed neither time. Nobody was going to class. Shout to Quan. When Quan was in, he was in. Yo, we was just sitting outside. Then they introduced me to Cisco. Once I got introduced to Cisco, it was a wrap. Like I'm going home. I'm coming home drunk from night school. Like, wow,
No
yeah.
credits.
Right, no credits, nigga. I had to take summer school after graduating from tech. People don't know this. I walked for tech for senior year, but I had to go to summer school for sequential math 3 because I didn't pass it in night school because I'm in fucking Washington Irving fucking off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so
That's
you
why
went
you
to
can't be
West
mad at the children right now.
Nah, you can't.
The children, they're trying to find their way.
You gotta be compassionate.
What the difference is that we was reared in like this rigid wilderness. It wasn't too much. Although we had, it was some sort of opulence there because we had some fly stuff. We was everybody that was somebody was fly. Or striving to be fly, or knew something, you know what I mean? Something about that life.
The way we apply fashion to our persona is unlike, like even now, I don't care about what these kids buy, the Balenciaga, the Hermes, that shit don't matter. You get a good polo, a good Guess, a good Jabro, a good Columbia, the Huaraches, like nah, B. Our fashion was crazy. Our fashion was crazy.
I came up in Brownsville. I was in the Brownsville Project. We had 2 stores in Belmont Avenue, Simon's and Harry's.
Simons, I remember Simons.
Right? Simon's, that's where Mike Tyson came. Mike Tyson come to Simon's, they shut the doors down. If you was in the store, he buying whatever you want. Everybody outside, Sepulchre, Project Brown, they look, you know. But when high school came, you had to know what to wear. Junior high school, I was a bum. I was a straight bum. I was wearing Powers. I was wearing. I think I might have been still wearing Lees. They start snatching Lee pants.
Right,
I'm like, what am I gonna do? I just bought like 5 pairs of Lee. I just got it. I thought I was gonna kill him with the.
Right, with the two-toe shit.
Niggas snatching Lee pants. I'm like, yo, mom, dude, I can't do it. What else was new? I'm like, you gonna get me killed.
You gonna wear them shits.
That's when you start snatching your own lead patches. Like, I'm official. I got 10 lead patches.
Nigga said I start snatching my own lead patches. Fuck out here.
Meanwhile, I'm with my man Lee, who's from Van Dyke.
Right.
The first building on the first floor, and only child. Lee is rocking Calvin Klein's. He rocking shell toes. clean. Right.
Right.
He rocking
Right.
clean Wallaby.
Right.
He walking like he not even touching.
Right, he not
ball.
right. He's not trying to keep his dirty, not
I'm
creasing
bummy
and
as
shit.
hell. Like, I'm with leaves. I'm like, I got zits somewhere. I'm like, why is he even with me right now? Like,
Right.
but I'm taking notes. He got Alpine. Shit, I don't know what any of this. That's they still
Jerry
got
G
Alpine.
coats.
Right,
and
that's what he
shit.
wearing.
Right.
And in junior high, we used to get almost robbed every day walking to school. I ain't never want to walk with this kid, but I enjoyed the journey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Eventually, we started going boosting together. We was stealing stuff and things, and I know statute of limitations.
Stuff
Nah,
and
you good, you
things.
good, yeah, you
Stuff
good.
and things.
Stuff and things.
We stealing stuff, right?
But yeah, you know, I learned. I'm like, this guy was like, yo, you know what? Pop the liquor buying. I'm like, what are you do? I didn't see nothing. Do it again one more time. Let's do it. But it's like, all right, you learn out here,
Right.
and then it's like, okay, and not to take nothing from the youngins today, but it seems like, you know, you can't Google the shit that we learned.
Right, you
You
can't.
know, and it's like, okay, you had to be there. You had to have this interesting imagination of going, yo, I want to learn, but I don't want to go to jail. Really, I want to know how to get money.
Mhm.
I want to know how to survive. I want to know how to be fly. I don't want to wear. I can't. All the things that I got with the permanent creases, I gotta throw all that away.
But bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, this culture was a scavenger hunt for us.
Woo.
You had to find it. Like, I remember going to the village and going to Antique Boutique. You remember that spot?
I remember Antique
Like, and I
Boutique.
remember like,
canal
yo,
jeans.
like, yeah, like the shit was, but you had to go out and find it.
Mhm.
You couldn't go online. Like, my daughter right now, she'd be like, Daddy, order this from Amazon. Like, she know I could go to Amazon and get anything.
Anything.
We didn't have that
Name it.
luxury.
Mm-mm.
We had to go out into the world and find it. I remember when my man put me on the tents and trails
Oh yeah.
to get the JanSport, to get the goddamn the strings for the JanSport.
D-Set was about to tear that store
Oh,
up.
I bet.
Woo! We had a van parked outside. Anyway.
Right,
Right,
they
I'm
had the
sorry.
Woolworths.
Commercial
Nah,
break,
you good.
commercial
No,
break,
you
cut.
good. You good here. You good here. This is a safe space, right? But that's my
Oh,
point. The
man.
Century
Salute to
21.
Dello.
The Century 21 downtown, like
Century,
you had
BFO.
to find, yeah, Burlington and you had to find shit. You just wasn't. No one was gonna tell. Like, it just wasn't. There wasn't a map.
Mm-hmm.
Young kids now have a map, but like Denzel said,
Salute to all the walkers, to all of the what do you call them? The messages.
the messengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that job for a minute.
Of course.
Did
You're a
that
New Yorker,
job.
You did that
You
job.
did that job, man. Ease is a greater threat to progress than struggle.
See.
So it's easy for these kids now. It wasn't easy for us. We had to go out. We had to
That's
leave.
scary. What do you think about that, man?
I think that.
Your father, right? Let me switch it up on you. Because it's tricky. Do we allow them to do them? Do we regulate?
I think you have to accept the cycle of the universe, and I think the cycle of the universe goes: hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. Soft men create hard times, and hard times create hard men. And I think that's the cycle of the universe.
That sounds like yin and yang.
Yeah, that's it. It's balance.
That's like 360 degrees back home.
It's balance.
See.
So we got to accept that. We just got to accept that it's the balance. Because we've been here before.
Ooh-wee.
Technology and ease has corrupted humans before.
Relax. Let me tell you something.
You gotta relax.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm going to skip something right now. Me and my PNC, we often say night and day. You know, Mr. Ripper, Mr. Victor, like, you know, he like the lie, like the like Louis Smoke, Timberland Steele, like swift and changeable,
Right.
nonetheless, right? But we get to know each other and we get to find this incredible balance, right? And it's the journey because we don't even know how it looks to us.
Right.
Tech hates taking selfies. He called them MILF. I don't take MILFies. Manfies. He's the worst. But anyway, I love him. But I say this to say, we are working on our 8th album, right? And everything that you just described as far as that, you know, that balance, that is what that album is about. That's the projection. That's the build that we bring to. And I'm super skipping right now, but That's what it's about. If you can last 50 years of hip hop, or any decades, or any year for that matter,
Right.
then what have you learned and what's your contribution? Right?
Right.
Hopefully the next time we speak, my partner will be sitting next to you, and we'll be speaking about that balance, because that's important for hip hop.
It is.
Yeah, and for men and women as well. So
It is. Yo, it was very important for me when
the
I was
eighth album,
booking-
the eighth album,
What's the name of the album? When it's coming out?
Infinity.
When is it coming out?
I can't say
I
that.
see the Infinity because of the Infinity.
Yeah, that's
So,
stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
the
see that.
triple H, baby. It's
I see
the
that.
eighth album. It's Infinity. It's the balance. It's the yin and yang. It's
Let me ask you, everything that we create is our children. Like I've written books and like they're children. Like we raise them. What's your favorite album?
of all times.
Your favorite album of the albums you've done. What's your favorite album that you created?
The Shining.
The Shining is classic.
The
I
Shining
had an
is
argument
my
with a
favorite
dude
album.
on Twitter, and I gotta stop doing that. I've stopped, but like a year ago, there's a cat that I went to Morgan with, and he tried to say Shining wasn't a classic. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like that's because
He
you
went
ain't."
to Morgan.
Yeah, but he from Philly. And I told him that.
Yeah, but
I said,
Philly,
"You from
that's
Philly, bro."
That's family. Over
I know,
Philly.
but
It's like,
he
that's
thought
like,
that it was. Yo, The Shining is a classic, bro.
I think for me, like, The Shining is like something that you didn't think that could happen.
Right.
It's so organic that it wasn't made to be a classic. It was like we're gonna make this
Right.
like this, and people are when you
No,
hear
it was
this,
organic, but
it was
that's why it
super
worked.
organic.
Right.
And then everything that we was absorbing at the time, like what a lot of times when we get the opportunity to say is like when you hear this song, when you hear a song like Bucktown, like you coming up in the time of anthems, right? Like we want to say something of importance. So we're thinking about all the people that's important, like, and it's interesting that I have like all these images around me right now because it's dudes from Philly, or dudes from Jersey, for example. One particular guy or one group is Money by Nature, and these guys make nothing but anthems, like primarily like everything is an anthem.
They go for anthems.
They go
right.
for anthems, and it's like because wherever you are, where you at, you have to let them know where you're from. Nobody cares about how dope you are. I don't think nobody's gonna care about that. Not when you got cats
Right.
that's really like spitting that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yo, when Bucktown used to come on, I was at Morgan State when y'all dropped that shit. And when that shit used to come on, every nigga from Brooklyn used to take over the party immediately. It was a rap.
that's why y'all made it tough for us. 'Cause Brooklyn Brooklyn we don't like that Brooklyn shit. Let that Brooklyn shit come on, everybody.
Yeah,
but,
yo.
but hold up though, wait, time out. Is Morgan State? Do you guys have the Blue Tiger, the Blue Panther?
Nah, we're the Bears. Morgan
Bears?
State Bears, yeah. The Panther, that was Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta's the Panthers. Wow, we got a problem with that? we got to handle
No.
Let me know.
I'm trying to trace them down.
Yo, you know what? I want to ask you, what is it about tech that has allowed the two of you to kind of, be a unit for 30 years? Like, do y'all look back at that? You're like, damn, this is a 30-year journey.
I question that.
Eh?
Because we often disagree, but we don't fight. Like I think Tech is such first of all, he's a beautiful dude. He's one of like probably like 13, 14 kids.
Word? You got a big family.
He got a
like that.
big family, all from the same parents.
Wow.
So his parents are super soldiers, right?
Mhm.
Super soldiers, right? And he just probably like number like 12 or something like that. And I don't know what number it is, but wherever he at in the family, he's surrounded by family. So whether he's the oldest or the youngest or somewhere in the middle, he has to, when I look at him, he endures this thing that I don't even know about. Like I'm the oldest. Like so I off top
I'm the oldest.
have to be
The lead dog.
Kind of, sorta.
Yeah, you the lead
Whether
dog.
whether I have to or whether I assume the position on my own, that's what it is. I am the oldest. He's somewhere in the middle. So it's survival. And we share notes. You know, like I couldn't wait to bring him to Cephala because it's like they never saw a guy like that before. He was a wild cowboy. At the time, I think he had an afro or something like that. Like, he was on a bike with no helmet.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Wow.
like, yo,
Right.
wildin'. Like, they like, what, that's your man? How?
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I ain't like that. I ain't like that. So, and then when he take me on his side of town, they see me on this verse, they're like, what? How? It's like we fake friends. Like, but we real friends, though.
Yeah.
Like, we really are friends, solid brothers. Like, that's my blood. Like, that's my blood. And that's PNC. Like, Cookie Head, Rambo, you hear those names. Like, these are guys, like, I met Tech through Cookie Head, you know? And Rambo, it's all brothers from this time, 8 years old. Like, these guys really know each other for decades and decades. And when the relationships start to overlap, then me and Tech turn out at the end of the filtration system, we the guys who turn into the rappers. You know? We're still in relationships with these guys. I mean, rest in peace, Rambo, of course. Big old pimp, Cook. He gonna let him do a skit and all that. But at the same time, it's like we took all the things out of the journey that we did with these guys, Partners in Crime, D-Sep, Brief Void Projects, Ralph Avenue, Bergen, and like boom, The Shining. Whoa.
I went to Rumble's. They had a birthday party for Rumble. Rest in peace, Rumble.
Yeah.
Last year, I went to the party because you know the work that we're working on. I'm not gonna necessarily mention it on here, but because of that, I went to the party. Cyclonus say, listen, go introduce yourself, talk to some of the brothers. It was an eye opener because it was like family. Like it was like me coming to a family reunion that I'm not a part of. So I was able to look at it from the outside in, right? And it was like immediately it was like, yo, who sent you a word? Like nah, like okay. But once my presence was verified, it was like a family reunion almost. And I want to talk to you about that because I want to ask you, like what, like you guys, Smif-N-Wessun, Rock and Ruck, Boot Camp Clip, are probably the brightest reflection of the principles that came out of Decepticons, right? What if anything do you think about the legacy of that organization?
Hell Megatron, Hell
Right.
Rick,
Facts.
Hell Rumble, Hell Divine, Hell Dimples, Hell Sabrina, Mama French, like that is what it is. It is family.
Yeah, it
You know,
felt like a family reunion.
It is clearly family. And it's family that will beat anybody up if you mess with family. That's it. You know, and in family you have, you know, family members that do other stuff. And you have that version, and what you have now is like this, you know, this amazing community, vast characters of all sorts, and at the beck and call of probably one family, right? Which is
The French family.
the French family,
Right.
and the What's is an extension of the French family because these are the most, I guess you could say, the most savage, which is almost hypocritical because it wasn't savage. It was like, yo, these guys will do anything for their family, you know. And at the time, like, you know, when you grew up in the '80s, it was a lot of crime. So
It was wild. We grew up in a wild. The Koch era was a wild fucking era, right? And nobody wants to say it like that, Like even like now, no, it was fucking wild,
It was
bro.
wild. It was wild.
Yeah,
Dinkins, Eric Dinkins tried his best.
yeah,
But all the rest of these guys, it was crazy.
yeah.
I think that the Decepticons taught us camaraderie. They taught us community. They taught us family values. In the streets, though. In the streets, like we got that from my hood. I got that from. I grew up with my mother and father. So my mother and father, my moms ain't know I was Decep until probably like 2 years ago. Somebody was talking about it. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, yo, chill.
And mom was like, wait a minute,
She looking at me like,
you decent?
she looking at everybody else like, y'all knew?
What is this?
Like, oh boy, why y'all doing? Like,
She
like,
knew.
we here now,
Right.
you know. Statute of limitations on that one.
Right.
We alive, hey.
Right.
But yeah, I was keen enough to go. Okay, if I'm gonna go out here and try something, I'm not bringing it back to the yard. Now, there's a difference between us. Like we ain't had that social media thing, and if we have opportunity to say something, we want to promote something that's either going to bring something back that we can benefit off of, whether it's like clout or money or whatever. So I can't be upset or about how the tool is used. I can go like now your imagination, like you said, sometimes it seems like you just tapped out and like, all right, well, everybody's doing it now. The imagination is not even being used.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, this is what it is.
Because they don't have to, because they can open up their phone.
Nah, all I gotta do is do
that.
this. Nah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Man.
Yeah.
Like it's still like, you know, people talk about how you like the state of the game, the state of this, the state of that, and like I still have one of the best answers to that. Sean Price, rest in peace. Like, what do you think about the state of hip hop? Like, what is the state of hip hop? The state of hip hop is Nebraska. Every time I see Nebraska, I laugh and think about Sean
Right.
Price. It's like, how silly is that question? Because everywhere we go, hip hop is going to be there. You know it's going to spread.
Right.
We don't know what it's going to be like because the population over here is just these cats. So
Right.
it's the foundation. It's nuts.
You know what I want to ask you, bro? This spring, you went on like a European tour, like, and you know, I follow you on IG, and you was like in Finland and fucking Norway, and he's like cooking in his fucking hotel room, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's showing what he's eating and shit. Like, I wanna get a sense of like, when you do these shows in these Eastern European countries, these cats really rock with y'all, right?
Yes, sir.
They know the words,
They do.
right? How's that feeling? It's all white folk in the audience,
Mostly.
right?
Primarily.
Right?
Salute to the sprinkles of pebbles that be in the audience.
Right, right.
Because it's black folk out there too, you know.
Light though, very light. Tell me about that experience, because that's a, you know, to be to be viable in overseas and be able to tour. That's a godsend for people from your era. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not just talking about it from an economic standpoint, but it's beneficial economically. But even more so, like, these are active fans.
Seeing.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm assuming that the age demographic is younger. Like when you came, so we did the 5x5 block party, and it was important for us to include y'all. Thank you, Sin, because Sin really put that together to ensure that you guys were on the stage. But that was important to me to have y'all be a part of that, because I knew in the audience was a bunch of cats 45, 50 years old that wanted to hear y'all. But when you go across seas, it's a younger audience, right?
It's diverse.
Is it? Tell me about it.
I have seen, man, it's first and foremost, it's no place like home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No place like standing on Fulton Street and looking at the sun
Right.
in back of all these beautiful people.
Right.
Black, Hispanic,
It's beautiful.
Asian, white, and you go on stage and everybody's like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They ready
saying?
to
Like,
get it with you.
with you.
They ready to get it.
You like, yeah, that's what this hip hop thing is about.
Right.
As far as traveling overseas, it's almost like you're a messenger. Like you gotta make sure they get the right
Message.
right message.
Right.
Because we know they love it and we know they tapping in. It has dialed down because now they start to have their own artists, and sometimes their own artist is creating the thing that we have started with, but they still need the files from the originators.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So it's an honor now. You step into their home now, and they don't need you to be there because they already got people that's of stature now.
Right.
So you stepping in with more respect. You ain't coming in like a twin. You're like, yo, you just buy my record. Like, yo, really, bro. If they stop buying records, they could really sustain in their own lanes with hip hop. So we go there. We want to go get into the communities. Like, what's really going like take it back when we had B Street on Ford. You know what I mean? Like we would go to the store and like talk to the people who were selling the record and talk to the people who was buying the record. That's what you get to do when you go to Europe. If you're not a lazy guy and you're not a bougie artist that's going, yo, I don't need to do this. I enjoy it because I get to learn again how important it was when maybe I didn't pick it up as a youth. And I can understand how important it is for me to understand what I need to do moving forward and talk about it. Because other than that, if you're not working, like, you're going to be a better old cat. Like, you're useless. You did what you did, and you're going to be standing here holding the one picket sign.
My pops used to say the worst thing in the world is an old man that's resentful of his youth.
Dig it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be resentful. Any mistakes, anything that you made as a young man, you have to let that go. Because an old man that's resentful is a horrible man.
I got a joke that I have with my friends. I said, when I grow up,
Right.
I'm gonna get me a rocking chair. I'm gonna sit on my porch with a shotgun. They're gonna be like, that's old man Daryl right there. Old man Daryl.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. That's a cell.
Right.
That's a cell. What you in a 4 by something, 9 by something? That's a cell. Don't isolate yourself. No, that's not gonna be a sustenance to you. When you go out with the community, this is why hip hop is beautiful. So when I go out in the world, like when I go out and overseas, man, I step over those seas. First and foremost, I give thanks. I give thanks to the Most High. You know, alhamdulillah, I give thanks to God, and then I go, I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun because hip hop brought me over here. Really? Woo! I do the happy feet dance.
Where's the furthest place you ever been when you was like, I can't fucking believe that I'm
Japan.
here? Japan.
Yeah. On rap.
Yeah.
On rap.
On
in
rap.
Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout to Pran Slow. Pran Slow just
Shout out
came
to
back
the
from Japan.
ambassador. Shout out to the ambassador.
Yeah, he's
Word.
doing his thing.
I think that we still have yet to. There's certain places that we still have yet to go because again, and this is a message to the black man and woman. Some of you rappers is punani and awetcha. They don't want to do nothing. They like to talk big talk, you know. And then it's like, yo, I dare you to sit on a plane for 20 hours, fam. Don't get on the gram and talk about no private jets and all of that stuff.
Right.
Like,
Get
talk
on the
about some
plane.
regular stuff like that. That's why I do what I do on my line. I don't do that to brag. I want you to see, like, you like this, you like the music, you like this. Like, look at what some of the people that you love. Look at what we do to do this, because we love it too, and we love the love.
Right.
And it's not to be capping, it's not to be like mashing it in your face and dancing around like ah.
But do you consider yourself a star?
Every nigga's a star.
Good answer. I'm definitely a star.
That's a fact.
Right.
Word.
So I feel you on that. But do you receive, let me ask it differently. How do you receive that energy that people give you because you're Steele? Like, did you grow used to it? Right, so it humbles you, right?
Yeah, it humbles me. And I grew into that part because it's still awkward.
Yeah.
Like if it's too over the top for me, it's awkward for me.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, because if the money don't go with that, the accolades,
Right.
then you know I'm like, all right, then you become a danger a little
Right.
bit. Like
Right.
you think I'm supposed to be with, you think I'm supposed to be hanging out with Puffy and them. Like, that's not how we move.
But even drawing on your energy, like I was at Chop House last night, so shout to Pooh, shout to Dave Thomas, shout to Andre Pharrell. Sean was there, shout to Sean. But I watched as people that recognized who Sean was immediately went to him to take pictures. Like, yo, let me take a... And it just seemed tiresome, right?
It gets that way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, I felt for it. Like, damn, B, like, leave the nigga alone. Like,
Yeah.
it
It gets that way, but at the same time, he is a special person in this game.
So you gotta accept that.
And yeah, you signed up for that. So at some point, think about the cats who want people to take pictures with them.
Right.
You know, I did a show one time, and this guy was with us all night. He's like, yo, Steele, let me get a picture. I said, yo, I got you, fam. We together. And at the time, I was in a way. I wasn't really trying to mingle with people like that. I was like, yo, I just want to do my thing and get it done.
And get it done. Right.
And but he was with us. He was like, we was deep too. We was like 20, 25 deep. Like, and we was in another city, so niggas had, you know, dudes had dudes with them and stuff like that. I don't even know, buddy. But at the end of the night, I seen dude sitting on the car. He was so upset. And then I was like,
That he ain't take a picture with you?
Snap, yeah. I forgot because we in the mix.
But yeah, right.
So sometimes it's like, yo, you signed up for this. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, like, I didn't feel like, get out of here. I didn't feel that vibe of, yo, man, get out of here, yo, you know what I mean?
Right.
But what I did go is like, yo, the attitude ain't gonna make it better.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, you're an artist. And salute to my man, Mally X, because Mally will tell you, like, yo, document the time. Like, timestamp means you in it.
Right.
Like, you was actually there. So it's like certain things that you might not think about.
Right.
You might just think it's a picture with a bunch of people. Like,
But it's really a
timestamp
timestamp.
Yeah,
I like
timestamp that.
That's-
And move on. Of course, you're not gonna do it 1,000 times, but do it enough and give these people give them something so they be like, yo, he tried. He made an effort.
But also, so they can validate that they were there.
Chat about the journey is more important. Like, everybody ain't gonna get to the spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a fact. So you can't just be that diva that's gonna be like, yo, nah, yo, get out of here.
Right.
What? You seen the post? You seen Jigga Man? When Jigga Man signed a couple of things, yo, everybody lost their mind. That's 1 million views.
Right.
Why is that 1 million views? Why are we so enamored by Jay-Z stopping and showing love to people who love him?
Right.
That shouldn't be that fascinating.
Right.
But it is. Why?
Yeah, because we're in a cult of personality.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? So look, we about the same age. I'm 48, pushing 50. 50's coming soon. And I think about my legacy a lot, right? I got kids. I got 3 kids. I got 2 grandkids. You know what I'm saying? And I constantly, I'm thinking about what am I leaving them? Like, I'm not talking about money. I'm saying in terms of lessons. What is it that when my son is 30 years old, what is he gonna say about his father? Right? What's your legacy? Like, what is it that you are leaving your kids? And I told you, it's funny because some years back, we was at the Combine Christmas party, and I had told you, like, G.I. used to come to my crib, because Wise, Kevin, me and Kevin was cool. Wise went to Lincoln with my man Ahmed, so I knew Wise from my man, and so me and Wise actually used to work at T.D. Waterhouse together. And that's when G.I. was a baby. Like, yeah, G.I. was like 1, 2 years old.
That's how the 8 spin.
Yeah.
Somewhere on this 8,
Yeah,
we
man. G.I. used to come to the crib, man. Shout to Wise, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's beautiful.
What's the legacy you want to leave? Your seeds and even your community.
I think what's important, like, is to not taint anyone's judgment about anybody who's done anything. With this next project, I want people to understand, my kids especially, to know that whatever route you take is a continuous route until it's over in the physical form. And then we're transcending, so on and so forth. You know, and I learn from all the individuals that I'm a part of. So whatever you hear from me, you might hear something overlapping from something that you might have peeped, from something that Kenny might have said at his mother's home, where he says, my mother told me to stick with your friends. So when I talk to my kids and I go, yo, stick with your buddies, or say something like that. When I say P&C, life partners in crime, or politics and construction, or put niggas in caskets, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, these little one-liners, you be like, I can't remember all the lessons. I can't remember knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, fun, and God. I can't remember all of them, but I think I remember God. Or I think I remember building, destroy. I think I remember born. I think I remember knowledge. Knowledge, the accumulation of what? All facts. Knowing and respecting. Right? And you give them these little sound bites or these little breadcrumbs. It's good that we could do it over music. Because sometimes I tend to be, pardon my French, a dickhead. So, me and my father didn't have the best relationship. My father died on his birthday, on his 50th birthday.
Dang, he was young.
Chatbot. Chatbot. I'm 50. I am my father right now. I am my father. I am hip hop. I am alive. That means he's alive. That means hip hop is alive. That means I have to leave some breadcrumbs for when my little homies, when they start doing whatever they're gonna be doing around the world, they got proof that they got 25 more years, or they got 40 more years, or they got however many more years, because they have seen people like them who have actually done it. Not just rap to the beat, but who have done everything from production to acting to writing to everything, bro. And we can give them what maybe we have missed from some of our elders. We have filled in the blanks, and we have fulfilled the ranks of the things that maybe some of us was mad about when we was going, well, the elders didn't tell us nothing.
Right.
We got to work. We got to work, and hip hop gave us all that we needed. We became billionaires off of this. Anybody that's lazy, if you lazy, wake up, smack yourself. What do you say? Take a pill, chill. Take a shell pill. Don't call Steele. Put your feet in the field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And get to work.
Right, because it's out here.
Hey, it's all kind of people be creating jobs. This is what I love about the youth. They create jobs. That wasn't a job.
Right.
I'm an influencer. You never heard that before?
That shit didn't exist.
You ain't
until
heard that
it
before.
existed.
Come on, man.
Right, it didn't
people
exist
making
till it
money
existed.
off of putting people on. And guess what? We've been doing that. We just ain't give it a name.
Right.
So Chapo,
Right.
we have created industry within the industry, and every time we do this, it continues to do this. It continues to renew itself. As long as I have people with imagination that's not just want to kill everybody and get all the money and do all the things, but just really want to see it grow. Right now, super sidebar. I'm watching Walking Dead. So
You still watch Walking Dead?
No. I don't still watch it. I stopped.
Yeah, I stopped too.
Long time ago.
I stopped a long
But right
time
now,
ago.
I say, you know what? I'm doing all my lessons. I'm going back to the 120. I'm going back to Game of Thrones. I'm going back to
I went back to Game of Thrones. Yeah, Walking Dead, I had to let it go like season 9, man. It was becoming too
Season
much.
9 is crazy. But right
Yeah.
now, it's like, all right, this is where we at. We on season 9 of hip hop. Because we about to go to, this is not, and I'm not talking about love and hip hop. I'm talking about where everybody has kind of like went to that, they diva it out.
Right.
And the ones that diva it out is going, yo, what's up with these divas?
Right.
And they going, yo, don't hate. So now they saying they recycle, is we at a point where the young cats is old school. And the old school cats like, wait a minute, chill. You're not old school yet.
Right.
You're protecting all of the land and all of the space that's there. So that means wherever you say, when you talk about a legacy, hopefully, I pray that, you know, me and Tech, we will show that relationships mean a lot. You know, I'm not going to teach you no lesson, but I'm going to show and prove to you that if you love someone, you're going to stick with them through thick and thin. Good, bad,
Commitment.
and ugly. Yeah.
Commitment. Yeah, Kyle
I like that one.
Because we've been rocking for 25 years, Kyle. We still moving. Look, tell me about the documentary, and then I'm going to tell you my Sean P story, then we're going to get to questions. Tell me about the documentary.
Oh man, the documentary. First of all, before I tell you about the documentary, I want to say salute to my boot camp family.
Facts.
OGC, Strang One.
The last joint y'all dropped was Flavor, too.
Oh man, what you call Strang? Rockness Monster, Rusty Jux. Rusty Jux is the hardest working boot camp cat. And it's funny because Rusty Jux is like, you know, rest in peace, Sean Price. We don't recruit nobody after the grade 8. The grade 8 is the grade 8. That's it.
That's it.
But it's boot camp members still, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's still boot camp members, you know, Sabrina Elohim, Rock, Little Rock, Dunny Brown, Young Cope. It's quite a few cats that's still on the backdrop that's been there from day uno, but they don't get, you know.
Right.
But they still there.
Right.
So, you know, I think these guys, the boot camp guys, have some work to do. But the only thing I really want to talk about now is Infinity, man. You know,
Okay.
like, that's it for me.
When it drop?
There's no date.
Okay.
There's no date. Like, you just need to know, like, Infinity is what we're building upon. All of
Right.
us.
Right.
It ain't even Smif-N-Wessun, it's all of us. It's everybody's building on what you're gonna be doing for the next couple of whatever till you going up out of here. And
But
then
also
what you
preparing for
said,
what's next.
You asked me a question, you said legacy. That's my legacy. Everything across that line, you're gonna see. It's like when you see the 8, it's like watching scripts of movie tape of your life flashing before you. You know what I mean? And what's the 8? And if you got knowledge of self, 8 is what? Build, destroy. So at this point, it's like this is what we're doing, you know. And this is for everybody. This is not just Steele. It's not just for Smif-N-Wessun. This is for the boot camp. The documentary is going to be produced and directed by Bucktown, USA. Cynical Smith is the boss.
Shout to Sin.
And the Squadron, Pixar, you know the squad, Phil, Mally, Dogs on Deck, Rudy, Uncle Roots, Lenny, Mooney. It's a bunch of people that I'm gonna not remember their name right now, but that is not my job to remember their name. But know that the squad is very intimidating and it's very serious, and it's a bunch of people that still got love for the culture and probably got some of the interesting jobs as far as production and movie stuff. Like you can relate to that, and not bit by the vampire. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like they can't wait to do something of substance and go, yo, this is the history. So me being a part of people like that, when you see the documentary, it's something that is right on time. You're gonna get the real raw. You're gonna see old footage. You're gonna get stories that you've never heard before in any interviews. It's family. It's homegrown. And
As it should be, though.
yeah.
As it should be. As it should be. I'm gonna tell you my Sean P story and go to questions. So I also opened up for Fab Five at New Paltz, SUNY New Paltz. I perform at SUNY New Paltz, me and my man Agent 106, shout to A Boogie. And then we get off stage, Fab Five is coming on. So we get off stage, we pound Fab Five, and like everybody's like, yo, good shit, you know, showing love, camaraderie. Fab Five get on stage, they do like 1 or 2 songs, and then Sean P freestyles. Now, Sean P used to do some shit with his hands while he was freestyling, right? So like, he's freestyling and he's doing that shit, you know what I'm talking about, right? So he's doing that shit. Yo, still, this nigga went in on me. Yo, this big head nigga like he was going, yo, nigga went in. And I'm standing there, and me and my man is standing there, and my man is like, yo, he's like, nigga, he talking about you. And I'm standing there, I'm just like, this nigga just said good job. Like he showed me love when I got on stage. Yo, he went in with that hand shit and he was just going in, dog. And I had to eat that. But I'm gonna tell you the funny shit about it though. This is why I knew I wasn't built for rapping. Because I enjoyed that shit. Like I was like, yo, this nigga is not he's killing it. He's killing me, but he's killing it at the same time. That's when I knew. I said, look, like this like I love the culture, but I don't look at rap as competitive like that. Like it's just so solid wisdom. Like I just wanted to get my wisdom off, right? But yo, I swear to God, son, I got on stage, I pounded niggas up. He was like, yo, good shit. Nigga got on stage, he did like a song or two, right? Because it took a while. Because by the time he was freestyling, I was back in the crowd. This nigga started freestyling and fucking went off on me. This big head, skinny nigga, like nigga went off on me, yo.
Yeah.
He got it all off on me. Nigga, the crowd was loving it. I said, oh shit. This
Sean Price is, I'm so glad to be on that guy's team, man. Like, Sean Price, as far as hip hop, like, it's certain people that you know is real, you know? And then it's certain people that you know just do it for the camera.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And this is one thing for me, it's like, wow, I can't, you know, honestly, like, I can't say I was dreaming about being on the camera rapping and shit like that.
Right.
But I was fascinated by what I saw dudes like Rakim and Kane and LL. Like, you know, these guys was like, they looked like God. They was delivering a sermon. They were like, bang.
Right.
You know, KRS-One. Like, these guys, they just look so amazing to me, you know? So I was never really with the play shit.
Right.
The party shit, and I couldn't go to the parties anyway. Couldn't even do that.
Right.
I had to sneak to the party. It was a hooky party or no, like bus.
Right.
Get killed. If you get killed, you gonna get your ass beat.
Right.
Your mother gonna kill you.
Right.
But
If you get killed, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you. But when when you first the survival part, and then the part where it's like, okay, I don't necessarily have the type of, like, I guess I don't know the characteristics or whatever that Sean Price has, but he just seems like he's a freaking star. Right off the bat, he's just like he's so swift and change what he's able to do that, and it's all honest.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, all right, now I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Like, he would hit me and go, yo, just rap.
Yeah.
I'm like this.
Yeah.
I need to figure it out. When you put this,
Nah, he just was.
Be like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, what is you?
Yo,
doing?
Sean was ethereal. Like he had an ability to kind of just grab it from the ether and give it faster than any nigga could do that shit. Like it was beautiful to watch and to witness his ability to grab from the ether and spit it immediately.
When I think about the connection of a boot camp clip, I mean, nobody in boot camp can do that shit. Like Buck is dope. You know what I mean? Tech is dope. All these cats have their lane. But this guy, he came and he left something there.
Yeah.
Not only did he leave something there for us, something there. Like, you talk about legacy. Like I can't write a rhyme without channeling son. At some point, like, the boot camp documentary will, inshallah, will fill in some of the blanks. When you think about Sean, you haven't seen him in years, but he's ever so present.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do as far as legacy. We all keep the legacy going. You know, we all keep the legacy of hip hop going. And then within hip hop, there are stories and families. Within DCEP, there are legions. There's the layers that we peel back allow us to continue to tell these stories that these youths, they ain't here yet. When I go overseas, one of the best things, aside from the food sometimes, because it's not always good food. Don't get it twisted.
Nah, I saw you cooking your own shit. You was chefing up.
Yeah. I do not play those games.
Yeah,
and
I see.
do not do that
Right.
announced. I don't do those patties.
Yeah, no.
But as far as the performances though, some of the best moments, and I feel so important to hip hop as a whole, when Tech and I can stand on stage and we're like this, and there's a mother and a daughter right there, right? Their daughter is like probably like 16, mother is, you know, 40, yeah,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
And you look to the right, and then there's a father and a son. The son is like 12, and the father is like 36, and he's like, yo, the father is mad crunk, you know what I mean? And then you see like, it's like you see generations coming to your show, and this is music that you put out in 1995.
Right.
So okay, maybe they was there.
Right.
These kids wasn't. They're like, yo, what's popping? And because their parents are schooling them and telling them what's popping,
Right.
maybe that's an interest. Maybe we're actually entertaining them. Who knows?
Right.
I would like to think both.
Right.
You know, but at whatever the cause is that's bringing us together, I'm gonna make sure that I leave them with something, so they gonna be like, yo, I was on stage with Smif. I said, oh, you got them in the grandson? I'm late.
Right, you got that
No,
picture?
but,
Right, right.
So hopefully they like, yo, word. So now they do the line now.
I think about what makes a thing timeless. Like Soundboy Burial's timeless to me, right? But what makes it timeless? Did you make it timeless when you created it? Or is the moment that the vibration hit me and what I was experiencing in that moment, does that make it timeless? See, because I think all of us have every human being has a coming of age era. Like that 16 to 24 era, where everything that hits you in that era matters a lot. And so I think about that because, like, again, I was arguing last year about whether or not The Shiner was timeless, and whether or not it was a classic, but I think my argument was based on what it meant to me, and not so much the work that you did to create it, but what that work meant to me, right? And so I wonder about that. Like I mean, we're gonna go to questions right now, but the last thing is like, what do you feel like it takes to make timeless music? Being somebody who's made timeless music.
I think I answered that question already.
Yeah?
Yeah, like you can't challenge anyone's imagination. Like a child, like with you know, the most the most brightest intellectual person, like from the mouths of babes comes genius. You know, like we think that we went through the world, we traversed across everything, and we know stuff. But it's one babe, like all of us would sit and coddle. All of us would sit there, you know. And it's now, for me, I'm going, it's language. What is language? Communication. What is communication? Frequencies. What is frequencies? Notes. What are notes? Music. And it starts to go, not to be esoteric, but it's like, all right, we are already intertwined in something that's so interesting. It depends on how we utilize it. So I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke, but if I say something, I like, if I can play a trick, I would try to manipulate your mind.
Right.
I would.
Right.
But I don't got time for that.
But as most people would, right?
I would like to say something, and maybe you listen, or maybe it's interesting, and maybe we can exchange notes.
Right.
Like my imagination is still got me seeking.
Yeah.
I don't think about what I did really. Like I'm like, wow, what I did was kind of dope, but like, yo, I could do that. Like, yo, what else could I do? Oh, I just met this person, that person. It's more people out here like that.
Right.
That's me though.
Right.
You know, like I'm a weirdo. In the boot camp clique, I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo, period.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that my imagination still works. Some days it's shut down on me. You know? I saw an interview with my brother Sean Price. He said, I don't get writer's block. And I thought that was interesting. I'm like, how you don't get writer's block? And you know, he commenced to say what he said about that. But what blocks you from creating? You know, my son's name is Genesis. For me, that was the best creation I could have been a part of. Because I can read the book of Genesis and say, well, I created this and it wasn't good. Or I had to separate this from that. And I'm like, I like that. So let's proceed. let's put that. Well, they don't like that. Let's get that out of there. That sound like a nigga on Photoshop. God was on Photoshop. Now, you can say, how do we make it make sense? Let's get active. Create, God.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a create, like, when you create things that you create them and then throw them away. Like, I think that even if you don't use that creation, another iteration takes form and you
Yeah,
grow into
it's
that.
called balance.
Yeah,
It's called gel,
yeah.
right? My man said, yo, I can't do what you do. I said, you can. He said, no, I can't. Then I said, you're right, you can. You can sit there and try, but there's some of us that do what we do, and we do that. Now, if we can go there into this, I guess, perfect world and say, hey, everybody, he does this, he did this. Like, boot camp is dope because now you got 8 individuals who, this is like, woof. It's like you got Smif-N-Wessun, you already know, these are special teams. These guys come in, they drop out the ceiling, they get it done, and they keep it pushing. I mean, Buckshot is a flowway, he's the commander. He'll set it up, and calling this Ruck and Rock, that's the rooks. They hold it down. Those are the towers, And the homies, OGC, they come in and they just street sweep. So it like, you could conceptualize that in your imagination, but how realistic is that in a business setting? It could be. It could truly be that. Now you have to apply the imagination. Now it gets tricky because some of these people in hip hop are stuck in that imagination part. And this is where you go, yo, I want you to hear my demo. Son, I got ideas. If your ideas is not like up here already, it's hard to have that conversation.
Do still ask you to play the demo for them? Like, yo, listen to my joint?
Yo, my man called me the other day and started rapping to me. Man, I want to block that nigga. I don't even block dudes. I love this dude. I want to block him. So I listened to his whole rap, yo. I was like, yo, I said, I can't wait to this nigga. So when he start rapping, I'm going to not answer this nigga phone call for like at least 2-3 weeks. Yo. I was like, I can't believe niggas still do this.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yo, what we got, Kai? What we looking like? What we looking like?
Oh, no question. It's just Salute General, Real Legends Only from April.
Salute, y'all.
Yeah.
Salute to the people out there.
Yeah,
man.
so no questions.
You got any questions?
Ain't no question. We answered all the questions.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing to answer.
I got a ton of questions. That's what I do.
That's why Sean Price was doing this.
Yeah, that's
He's thinking about man shit right now.
Yo, relax, man. Relax, man. Yo, it's good to have you here, man. Like you and I built on, various times, but it was good to have a one-on-one conversation with you, man. I'm looking forward to that project.
Yeah, the boot camp documentary. It's a long time will come. Salute to my partner in crime, my other partner in crime, Cynical Smith, man. She's putting it together. And like I said, she has a wicked squad of people who you work with. You've seen them. If you haven't seen them, they've probably been on some of the dopest movies that some of you guys, movies, projects, everything. Like, boot camp is an important story. And sometimes, like, salute to Noriega and EFN, because Nori asked us a question, like, do you know how important you are? And all I remember is put my head down. Because I didn't have an answer. I don't remember what Tech did. But I think every artist wants to have that answer. Like, and I would urge you, if you don't have that answer, don't answer fast. Like, take your time, enjoy the process. Because Bootcamp Click, we've been friends for a long time, and we still have a lot to learn about each other. So it's not about the leaders or who is the person of interest or any of that stuff. It's like, do we have enough patience to still tolerate each other to get something that we all can benefit from?
So we're gonna leave it right there.
Facts, yes.
We're gonna leave it right there. Jay, what's up? You wanna show your sneaker game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
How's the t-shirts running?
Nah, you know, t-shirts are doing all right.
He's stunting over there. Look at you,
I'm just saying,
man.
like, yo, look, you got the dap, but you know, you got the custom joints
See?
again. So, you know, that's what you do.
With the terry cloth.
You fly.
What do you call it?
Yeah, Kyle, what's up? You want to show me the pink town? I be winning. Like, y'all gotta
Thank you
step
for
your
coming
game
out.
up,
Nah,
man,
y'all,
'cause I
you don't be
keep
winning. You lose every week.
You crazy. I got the Jordan 1s
Man,
on.
those are the
Being on
most,
the white and
you
red,
got the most
son.
basic kicks.
You crazy. These shits just dropped today. I got them today.
It's mad basic.
All right. Thank you for coming out.
I feel like if I'd have known y'all be doing that shit with the kicks, I'd have wore some shit.
I feel the same way. Like
They trying to, you know what I'm saying? I bet you ain't never gonna see no socks like this. Though.
Hold on. What you chest out, kid? I do the sock game too, man.
Well,
Oh,
You know
wait,
what I'm
I like those.
Jay in here with no socks on. You know when he take them shits off.
Nah, I got the ankle
Crazy.
joints on.
he
Oh, wait,
rock
I
with the
think I-
Simians.
Right.
Oh,
From the
wait,
Tech
wait,
and
no.
Sean Price.
I got the fly girl.
What you got?
Fly girl.
Oh, you got the fly. Yeah, the sock game is correct. Nah, that was dope, man.
Peace.
That was dope. Oh, we wasn't off yet.
No.
One
You
love.
have to
We'll
see
see you
the
next
socks.
week.